Well, hi there. Warm welcome. You're watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive and I'm Meghna Deka. Well, the American dream just got a Trump twist. He's not just the commander-in-chief, he's now America's quote-unquote the crypto king as well, as many are calling him. From meme coins to hidden wallets, the Trump clan seems to be riding the billion-dollar money train. Is Trumponomics as twisted as it appears? Don't take our word for it. Let's get you statistics which have been pulled out. This is the Forbes report that we are going to be showing to you and deep dive into the Trump family flashy crypto venture, the World Liberty Financial. What do we know about the World Liberty Financial? Well, just to break it down for our viewers, now you have 60% of stake which is owned by the Trump family itself in this. Also, the stakeholders include Eric Trump, Donald Trump and Jared Kushner, the son-in-law, of course, of Donald Trump. In March, we are going to break it down and tell you how there is a direct Pakistan link also which has now surfaced as to reports which leads right to the doorstep of President Trump and his family. Why do we say that? Well, because it all started in March 2025. Now, quickly, hastily, it appears, the Pakistan Crypto Council was set up. The very next month, when this wasn't even a month old, by 27th of April 2025, you had a treaty, a pact which was signed between the WLF, of course, it was owned by the Trump family, the WLF and Pakistan Crypto Council quickly signed a pact. Zachary Witkoff, interestingly, was feted at the time in Islamabad by Nawaz Sharif and none other than the failed Marshal Munir. Yes, many are asking, who really is Zachary Witkoff? Now, just to remind you, Zachary Witkoff is the son of one of Trump's golfing buddies, known to be a close family friend as well of Trump. He was there in Islamabad along with others who were critical to Trump-owned WLF to sign this deal, and none other than Pakistan's failed Marshal Munir and the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Shehbaz Sharif, feted them, dined them and inked the deal. By 18th of June 2025, right after that, Munir had flown off, remember, to Washington to have a one-on-one lunch date with President Trump, following which came Trump's clean chit to Munir when it came to the aggression by Pakistan in Pahalgam. So after we explain the Pakistan link, let's break it down. This is what Forbes has said. Their report lays bare what they call staggering details of Trump's crypto earnings, and the sheer scale of it is very hard to believe. We are going to break it down to you, the Forbes report. Well, as per it, there are, and this is going to be very critical, we are going to tell you how $7 million as per Forbes are there in NFTs. 390 million World Liberty tokens, $300 million World Liberty tokens are there with the Trump family. As per Forbes, $350 million of meme coin earnings are also going in to the Trump family. As per the Forbes report, $427 million worth of meme coin stash is also there, and $59 million stablecoin business is also there. What's the total estimate as per Forbes? It's a whopping $1.2 billion post-tax. There is also an estimate which is coming in. Post-tax estimate comes to $935 million. This is what the Forbes has said. Now let's take a closer look at the numbers behind the fortune and how Trump's family empire seems to be reaping in the rewards. Well, when it comes to this, let's tell you about the MAGA meme coin. This is worth $350 million, and Trump, interestingly, licensed his name to this meme token, reeking in fresh moolah. Prices soared, and as per Forbes, he allegedly got a cut out of every one of them. $390 million worth of World Liberty Financial, Trump-linked crypto firm. Family allegedly got early equity before the launch, as per Forbes. Then there is the 60 million USD of stablecoin as well. Trump received annual distributions from the stablecoin. There's $6.6 million Trump NFTs, digital trading cards, which feature Trump in various different costumes as well. There's $430 million of miscellaneous tokens and hidden wallets as per Forbes as well. Additional holdings that they claim are connected to private crypto wallets. Well, Trump may be minting millions in crypto as per Forbes, but his administration, interestingly, and here's the dichotomy, has been chopping down the education funds. Education is firmly in the firing line of the Trump administration. Why are we saying that? We're going to get you these numbers which are going to explain. $12 billion cut has been announced in school education, which is in the proposed budget 2026. What does it entail? It entails that there's going to be a cut in federal schools, cuts in the federal school funds. Programs for vulnerable students are also going to be at risk. Migrant students, and yes, this includes the desis as well, they too are likely to face funding shortfalls due to this $12 billion cut which has been announced. The key programs in schools which are likely to be axed by the Trump administration, well, the total proposed cuts are to the tune of $3.8 billion. Again, the desi population is going to be impacted because migrant education is likely to be impacted, and a huge population is that of Indian students studying abroad in US. Also, in addition to that, there's going to be freezing of grants which has been announced in this. In fact, $1 billion worth in federal grants have been terminated. This disrupts the ongoing education programs as well, and of course has sparked off concern over future funding as well when it comes to education in America, especially school. But there is also censorship. It's important that we point this out at the school level as well, because there has been announced a ban on what they call anti-American content in schools. A bit vague and ambiguous as per many in the teaching faculty, but this is going to include critical race theory, which has now been excluded. Gender ideology also has been axed. There are concerns, of course, rising over academic freedom under Trump Raj as well in America. But forget about tinkering with the classrooms. Trump's plan is to take a wrecking ball to the whole education department as well. Yes, there was an education order which has been passed by Trump, and finally it managed to get the green flag by the Supreme Court as well after one of the lower courts had put it on hold. But this executive order means dismantling of the Department of Education. Let's break it down for you in numbers. The budget allocation is now $238 billion, which is merely 2% of the federal budget, which is going to be allotted for education. It also means job cuts in the education department. There are about 4,100 employees, out of which 1,300 employees have or will be very shortly be axed. This is all underway. Trump's tantrums just don't stop at home. He's been taking them global with his latest tariff wars. But here's the interesting bit. What we are going to tell you about how Trump has specifically, even in the way he speaks, has singled out and targeted the BRICS allies partners. For example, when it comes to tariffs, the highest ones are being paid by two BRICS allies, which are India and Brazil. Long-term allies of America as well, but 50% tariffs are which have been slapped on Brazil and India. China, remember, this is an interesting one. China so far only gets 30%, and South Africa is facing 30%. But when it comes to China, it is only 30%, but the talks are currently in pause. This may go up. But the reason why India has been taxed a penalty of 25% in addition to the 25% tariff is because Trump has accused India of fueling the war machine in Russia. And ironically, India is not the highest consumer of Russian crude oil. China is, but China still did not get a penalty on top of the 30%. It is only India who has been penalized for buying Russian crude oil as per the Trump administration. This is Modi's war, is what one of the close aides of Trump just said yesterday. But what Trump does not seem to get is that these tariffs, especially the 50% hit on India, could end up hurting America as well. There are many reports which are coming in. But let's tell you what we can from the numbers. Well, here you have the numbers as per the SBI research. It says that the US GDP could shrink by 40 to 50 basis points because simply everything's going to be more expensive if the main the main exporters to America are now going to be taxed such huge amounts. Also, renewed inflationary pressure is something which has been projected along with inflation to stay above the 2% target. This is what an SBI research has said just few days back. And it's not just us warning about the fallout. It's not just India who has said that let's be cool-headed and level-minded when it comes to the tariff game, because there are voices coming in India who are saying it's time for India to put retaliatory tariffs. However, of course, we are still in talks. There are red lines which have been drawn by India when it comes to tariff. But there are many others within America, such as celebrated American economist Richard Wolff, who has been sounding the alarm as well. Well, he has said, and I'm going to quote him here, that US is acting like the world's tough guy. US is shooting itself in the foot, mouse hitting his fist to an elephant. Elephant, of course, is the adjective which is often used to denote India. Now, India, he says, will find other markets as well to sell, and move only strengthens the BRICS nations, the very nations that President Trump has been trying to hurt. Well, it turns out that Wall Street isn't buying Trump's tariff tantrum either. In fact, a US investment firm is siding openly and plainly with India as well. Well, this is what Jefferies, the US investment firm, has to say. They say that tariffs tied to Trump's personal pique move stems from India denying him a mediator role in the India and Pakistan clashes which had happened during Operation Sindoor. It has also said that Trump had hoped for a Nobel Peace Prize boost, but that doesn't seem to have happened. So what really has gone wrong in the Trumponomics? Of course, as we all know, that so far the American dreams, whether it's going to be rags or whether it is going to be riches, we are still to know the answer of that, depending on how the next few months are going to pan out. After all, many have said that Trump himself may be the crypto king and the MAGA king. He wears that crown with a lot of faith, with a lot of gumption. But at the end of it, do the numbers add up? And the big question, of course, that we are going to be leaving you with, American dream. Is it going to be a dream of rags? Is it going to be a dream of riches? We'll have to wait and see. With that, a short break. Don't go anywhere.